exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland, and today we've come to document the coast at the time of an extreme storm, and it's actually called Storm Ashley, and I've never seen the waves this big. It's actually not even at high tide yet, and the sea's already at the height of high tide, and we're having a massive storm surge here in Scotland. And I thought, what better thing for an adventure than to come here and document such an incredible event. And you can see it here. Look at the ferocious waves hitting the land, pounding the land. They're absolute rip curlers out here today. And we are joined by Highlander 87 for this adventure as well. He's down in the car. So yeah, what a mad scene today on the channel. Check this out, folks. This is an incredible scene, hardly seen on the channel, and look at the size of these waves rolling in on the coast here of Scotland. This is the lime kiln and stuff that I do visit quite frequently on the videos, and wow, we're going a wee bit further along here because it looks like the waves are absolute savages. Just look at the scene. Check this out, we're now further around the coast. And look at the savageness of these massive rippers coming in, folks. I'm right on the edge of the cliff because look, those waves are spraying up in the air and there's some massive rippers rolling in. This is the craziest of scenes today, folks. Check this out. Look at these waves coming in here. Wow. I just get blown away by the wildness of Scotland, folks. The weather inland today is so extreme, it's dangerous to be going on most adventures, and that's how we've come to a place like this. The wind's extreme and it's life-threatening. Wow, the way that water sprayed up in the air. Wow. And then round this side here, Elephant Rock, folks, and the graveyard of Bodden Point up on the hill. Yeah, wow. This is the sort of special place that we'll love to bring you on the channel, folks. I always say it's not only the abandoned history on this channel, it's the adventure and going out into places like this at times like this. You can even see the mist in this short little bit of air here between me and Highlander 87. See that quantity of water. Here's some big ones coming now, folks. Every now and again you get some bigger waves, much bigger than all the rest, and here they come. Look at the size of that one out there. Wow. It's a special thing, folks. It really is. I'm going to head down a wee bit lower here. I can feel the mist in the air created from these waves hitting that rock in front of me. And you have to be careful on a day like this because you can get certain waves that's so much bigger than all the rest. And I didn't want to get washed off this piece of land. Wow, look at that, it's coming right in, hurtling in. All the waves come into this area here as well from each different direction. If you fell in the sea today, you'd be dead. Look at the size of these ones coming now, folks. Oh my goodness. Whoa! I can't even believe that was the most crazy thing. Wow, folks, that's probably one of the most extreme weather events I've ever captured on video. And you've witnessed it here on today's video. When that waves hit there at that split second, like, it's like, I've said it before when I'm next to the sea, but it's like you're getting chased down from like a big bear or a tiger or something that's away to maul you. And when you stand your ground there and the wave crashes in front of you, it's an adrenaline rush. Anyway, I need to give the lens a dry. It's proper soaking out here today. Here's another big wave away to strike. Whoa. I'm just blown away by the ferociousness and the quantity of water. But yeah, there's storms today. Storm Ashley it's called, and I think it's pretty much the tail end of like that hurricane that hit Florida and stuff like that. Shout out all my viewers and that for Florida and areas that's been hit with storms this year. Our thoughts are with you obviously at this sort of time. A few of the YouTubers I watch are actually from Florida and they've been hit with that, so... Whoa, the water spray is just coming over the top of these rocks. Look at the size of these waves! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, this is the biggest waves here since we've appeared. I think the tide might be coming in. Whoa, this is just, I keep saying whoa, it's blowing my mind. I need to dry the lens, I can see it's cloudy. Some of these waves are like 20, 30 foot high when they're out at sea. But because of the rocky coast, it really breaks the flow. So when you do get big waves, it's just the craziest thing. The force of the water's managed to make its way over the undersea rocks and stuff. Out here right now I can see there's some absolute monsters making their way across here. Wow folks, that's the real ferociousness of Scotland right there. Over at that side it's just getting pounded right now. All the way into the foot of Elephant Rock. Wow, those are some monsters right now coming in. That's like what we had here a second ago. If you were standing in certain areas today, you'd be proper like washed away. That's how I'm not even going too low down here in front of me. I've put the camera back on here folks because this is the biggest waves to hit here. Look at them all. These are some absolute monsters. Whoa! See that quantity of water? Look at the size of that. When you see the whole ocean rising up in front of you like that. The North Sea is so wild. Folk often say in my comments as well that the North Sea always looks so wild in my videos, but often I enjoy coming to record it when it's wild. Often on the calm days I wouldn't bother as much recording it. It's days like this that's just so cool to see. Check it out folks, we're now hanging out at our secondary spot. It's a cool area to come for wave watching, but also this beach here has got the coolest pebbles and it's got the maddest different variation of colours and stuff, and once you start looking at them it's just mad the things that you can find hidden within all the pebbles. Like this thing here, look at the shape of it and the colour. Unbelievable, and that's just one out of a million. You could stand all day looking around in an area like this. Like check this one out here, look, it's green. And then look at all the froth and stuff here. And then looking out this opening here of the bay, it is just incredible. Look at these waves coming into the bay right now folks. See out there, they're well above my head height. Wow, this is just mad to see it. It always comes in surges and that's what we're getting right now, and I've been able to capture it on video a few times today when it's that ferocious. It's so much fun just to be out and about. Like I say, like there's abandoned history on this channel, but also just cool wee adventures in between like this, and I love going on them and seeing things like this. It gets the adrenaline going, exploring environments like this as well. But I can't believe the amount of froth. You're better staying out of that with your clothes because it proper stains it white. That always is created by the churning waters, and it blows in the air like this. It's like almost little tornadoes swirling, lifting the foam up into the field at the top. And then look at these waves coming in now. Wow, look at the size of this wave right now folks. I've never seen one curling like that into this bay before. That's at the entrance of the bay now, making its way in. Because of the extreme geology here under the water, that's why it breaks the waves so much before they can get way in areas like this. And it is just extreme. It's actually dangerous to be on the far out rocks today because when you get those real high waves, it's crazy. I'm shouting, raising my voice a lot because the roar from the sea when you're standing here is just incredible. It's loud. The noise of the water crashing onto the rocks. And yeah folks, we've got Highlander87 as well. Check him out on YouTube as well. He does drone footage and other wee videos of the places we visit, plus more. And yeah, look at this, here's more of these savages ripping in right now. So one of the reasons you have to be careful in a storm in the coast of Scotland at a time like this is the height the sea can rise and fall within a couple of minutes. Right now you would think, oh, it's okay to walk down there, because literally the water's about 3 foot right now lower than what it'll be once the waves start coming in with the next surge. So if you were walking about at the lower coastal level, you would be wiped out off the rocks. Right now I can see the waves coming in again, which is like above my head height. But that is something that my viewers hate to be aware of if they're exploring in a mad storm. Once again, look, the waves is up at this higher height, and then once again it's churning, and that is what it's like. It comes in these mad surges. 1 minute it's calm and it looks like you'd be safe to walk around a certain area, next second, boom, waves is total pounding it, foam's fleeing about in the air, and it rolls past like tumbleweed. And every now and again we've got a little whirlwind at this side carrying it up into the air. Also the seagulls is fleeing around. Look at the size of those waves right over there, folks. It's actually quite a nice day though. Oh, is that like a fishing float or whatever? Check that thing out, folks. That's another thing that you just find at the coast, random little nuggets that's floated about on the sea, potentially for years. That's maybe come from Norway or any other particular country in the world, Holland, anywhere else connected with the North Sea or beyond. Check it out here, folks. For the earlier bit of this adventure, I didn't actually record me climbing around any of this madness, so here we are. Again, often some of these little paths and that we take go pretty close to the danger zone, as you would call it. Look at this for a view of the cove. You get so much of that froth in the water. It's like foam. And yeah, look at it here, wow. This rock here is one that we call bird rock, because certain times of the year it's just covered in birds, but this time of year all of them has moved away because the waves actually go over the top of it on a day like today. Wow, what's the safest? Wow, the waves coming right over in front of me. Here's a bit of driftwood. Check it out, folks. Big piece of driftwood. Some of this land is wild and unforgiving, carved from the wild coastal conditions. And it just shows, maybe under a lot of Scotland would look like this if it had been washed by the water. All the earth is gone and it's just literally the rocks that's left. And whoa, it just sprayed up right in front of us. Whoa. Look at this, folks. This scene here at Bird Rock is incredible today. This is Bird Rock over here. A second ago the water was right up on this rock here, so I'm being super careful. Staying vigilant. I can see froth up in that gully bit up there. It's proper flying in the air like a tornado. So where the sea washes the rock, you can really see how these fissures make their way through the rock, like under your feet. Anywhere on the land it may look like this, but it's covered with earth and you would have no idea. So to see some amazing geology, often it's super cool coming to a coastal land like this. Sometimes the rocks and stuff are amazing, and so are the waves. Wow, look at it over there, it's just ferociousness, craziness. Anyway, folks, let's head on with this adventure. Let's keep it rolling, and yeah, I'll keep the viewers along on this journey with us over the slippy rocks. Highlander 87's on the slippy route. Whoa, see when you get these waves like rolling in, it's just mad. Whoa, the way that sprayed in the air. Wow, that came right up and just, I can feel it on me. Wow. This is one of the craziest things. Wow, this whole area, folks, it's the geology that creates the incredible waves spraying in the air. so much water comes in and hits all this sorts of stuff, and it's like boom, flies all different directions, and you never know what way a big wave's going to spray, because often two waves combine and you end up wow, yeah, that, did you see it? That shows you'll get soaked if you go down to the lower bit. That wave proper soaked that whole area. Yeah folks, if you get two waves that combine in a certain area, it can go in a different direction. Wow, look how milky the foam is at this point. See that last wave, it went right onto this area here. Check this out here folks, this is some coolings. Boom, look at it flying in the air all around me. These are some of the biggest waves to strike here since I've stood here. Wow, there's like rainbows in the air and everything because the sun's shining through the water molecules. This whole area is just savage. The realest of adventures on the channel folks. I'm going to have to keep drying this lens. I do apologise for putting my hand on the lens there folks. Check this out here. This is the coolest of scenes. Balancing on a rock on the edge of Scotland, overlooking this madness. So I cleaned the lens there folks, and I waited until the next massive, whoa, I nearly fell off the rock. Whoa, look at it behind me. That was insane. Look at it. That's why I wanted to come to this corner. You can see we're standing in a safe area. Like these waves are flying higher than my head height, but the area I'm sitting at, it breaks the flow. And like literally when that wind blew, when I first clicked record, I nearly went back over here, but I was prepared for that. I'm hooked in on the cliff at this side. 3 points of contact folks, that's a climbing rule here in wildlands. Look at this wave, they all come in at different angles, and then we're getting this super heavy mist. Look at this is a large quantity. Some of the waves come in different, some of them are quite low but it's a high quantity of water, other ones are quite high up, the total spray everywhere, and now and again you just see the massive ones starting to build further out. And yeah, I'll update you at that point. Here we are folks, this is it once again. There's some massive ones coming in. I've still not moved from this rock that you saw me on in the last clip. Whoa! Obviously I wouldn't advise anybody to come to these locations in a storm. Look at the size of these monsters. I'm going to try and record them. I'm going to turn around when they fly in the air. Look at this one. Wow. Whoa. That there folks is just so much fun to see. And I just love it. When you can see straight down and it's just that churning cauldron of water so close. And yeah, different bits of the coast get pounded with the bigger waves at different times. And once again you can see they've died back, but it's literally just like 30 seconds between the big waves hitting. And look up the coast, you can see the mist rolling in from each wave. What an adventure folks, we're literally sitting on a seaside cliff top. Look, already 30 seconds later folks, here's the next big ones coming in. I'm just going to keep it rolling for this. Look at that. See, it's just, words cannot describe it folks, like. Years ago I used to come at places like this, but I didn't have the windsock for the camera, so like you could hardly hear what I was saying. Look at it, splashing and spraying. There's some more monsters just rolling in. This location is super cool. There's so much froth and foam behind me. Look at this. That is mad. That's the full force of the wave. Wow. That's just coming right up onto me there, folks. Like, they're getting bigger and bigger, these waves. Like every 2 seconds, the lens, I need to keep wiping you. I need to get a wee wiper on there like a car windy. This is the craziest spot. So some of my viewers don't live anywhere near the sea, and it takes them hours to even drive to the coast. Videos like this is for them as well. That was a super, that was like a super, whoa! That was like a super big, the way the wind blew the water there, we got hit and shocked. Whoa, look at this one. And look at it here, folks, after that mad surge in waves there, this is the area when we first turned up to this spot. There was no foam up here at all. Look, the waves have been right up here now, covering it. And you can see there's even more foam in that little bay now. But yeah, these rocks, when I first came to this spot here, there was just a couple of little bits of foam, and now there's just tons. Wow, I'm in the splash zone here. Whoa! See, if you were standing down there, you'd be gone like into the North Sea. Wow. It's just like a waterfall after the sea goes out. There is some big ones again coming now, because I was just saying I think that's the end of the big waves, and here we go. Like, these are some absolute monsters coming in right now. See, when it's like way out there, it's above my head height. Wow, this is a big one. So cool, it's so cool, folks. It's the power of Scottish nature here. This is another massive surge in waves right here. Wow, look at this one. Wow, because we looked over there a minute ago, I'm proper wanting to see what they're doing when they're crashing down at this side. If you fell in there, you'd be gone. Like, there's so many little rock pools and little areas, and look at the way this wave out here is curling over. Looks like something you'd see on Bondi Beach or in a mad surf spot even. Whoa, it just sprayed up right behind us. Whoa, it's just gone over the height of that rock. I'm in the danger zone here, folks, but I've nailed down, so if I get hit with a big wave, I should be able to control myself. Look at this, here's a big one, it's a way to spray. Savage. And just think, all day, every day, pretty much the coastal rocks here and landscapes getting pounded with that. That's why it is so wild in these spots, and that's how even in the summer it looks wild. It's landscapes carved for the wildest of nature. That's why there's no earth and grass on these rocks. It's been washed away. Yeah. There is spray, a lot of spray. Check it out, folks, it's like a parkour route to try and get back out of this spot. Wow. It's crazy how the rocks is proper level here at this side, behind Bird Rock. And that was a mad little wave watching spot down there. I proper loved going down to that spot. Even right here, the water now and again sprays up. I think it's because the water goes in from both sides in this channel here, and now and again it just creates a mad turbulent area of water. And once again with this week's videos, folks, mad lands of Scotland. We'll be back into some more abandoned history very soon, believe me, but in between times, crazy wee adventures like this, navigating landscapes like this. When the conditions are mad like this, folks, you end up being covered in like a proper sticky layer of like that salt water from the sea. You can just feel it on your hands. And yeah, it's proper extreme. Listen to the noise that the water makes on the pebbles. When the water goes out, you hear the pebbles rolling over. It was doing it mental a minute ago, and see now I've put the camera on, I didn't hear it that time. The pebbles make a crazy noise when they're hurtling round, rolling round. But it's maybe because the waves a second ago were at a higher height there on the land. Look at the foam here, folks.
I said there might be a blue in there.
That's the noise of the pebbles I was telling you about, folks. Now it's churning. Listen to this. It's roaring. It's a churning cauldron. And that's what shapes these lands. That's what makes these pebbles this shape, rolling around it, storm upon storm. Mad big chunks of seaweed and stuff. Yeah, it seems to be when the bigger waves come, you hear them. This one will do it. It's a crazy scene, folks. So cool having little areas like this in a storm that you can go to and observe that. Yeah, it's a big chunk of driftwood, eh? It looks like a pebble. And it just shows it gets shaped the same as a pebble, it's just a lot faster. The pebbles take thousands of years, that probably took hundreds of years. And look at this mad rock here as well, folks. Check it out, it's got like a thing inside it. I'll lay it there so we can get a proper look.
There's no stones and pebbles in it.
It's crazy, folks, the amount of time we could spend looking at stones and rocks here, folks. And honestly, it's things like that's been a stone before and then it's been caught in the molten rock. Or sometimes stuff like that is the finer elements which is filtered when the rock's in a molten form. The finer elements float to areas like that and then they all solidify at different temperatures, and the bigger the ore or like bit in it means that the rock cooled down quicker, basically with volcanic rock. Like the bigger the little geodes and stuff are in the rock. Yeah, you can almost see how it's been molten at a certain time. Check this out here, folks, look, it's almost pink. It's been one of those seams between the rock and you can almost see how it's been volcanic, how it's been flowing. And this rock here is just fascinating once you start looking a little bit closer. And apparently the bigger these things here are, that means that the rock solidified quicker. And look, you can see there's absolute massive veins here. And that makes me think when this rock formed, it most likely was flowing into water, then creating it to solidify really fast. Yeah, that's amazing to see that, the different colours and layers, all created at different temperatures or pressures. And it's all the elements can, at that moment, solidify. And like I said, it's crazy to think about that sort of stuff with geology. The different elements create the different colours and the different types of rock. That is the mad thing as well. Look at this one. Here, it almost looks like, here, what is that computer game called? When you have the imposter, you have to say who's the imposter. Here, we can't remember the name of the computer game, folks, but this looks like the main character on it. You get a red one, a blue one, a green one. Imposters, I thought it was called, but I can't remember it. I wish I could remember the name of it, so we could Google it. I've given the lens a clean there, folks. We'll take a look at some more of these rocks. It's just crazy to see it. Some of that's pure white ore, like almost quartz or flint. And then look here in this one area, folks. Look at the state of these things. Sometimes just the maddest colours. Wow, look at these waves coming in. made it up to the side of the field now, folks, and we're heading back up to the corner where the graveyard is, and there's a path basically takes us back around. As you know from the start of this video, I'm actually parked at the far side over beside the lime kiln today. It's been a mad adventure so far, but yeah, we're gassed out after walking up. There's a steep hill you have to walk up to get up from the side of the sea there. It's a steep hill all the way up here, so I'm going to update you once we're further at the top. Check it out, folks, the north trend here, the train travelling north here on the east coast of Scotland. And we've nearly made it back round as far as this little cemetery that stands on the cliff top at the tail end of Elephant Rock there. And look, the water's coming right to the top of the little bay down there. I think the tide is coming in since we got here, but also it looks like some of the mega waves that was like on the coast when we arrived, they're all kind of dying down a bit now. There is still waves, but they're not so mega. We got the best of it, I think, in today's adventure. But sometimes once the tide starts going out as well, then the waves get bigger. Check this out, the bales are still up here in the field. That's the sign of the harvest, the tail end of like autumn time here in Scotland. It's almost winter and the conditions are getting colder and stuff, frosty at night. Check it out here, folks, we can hear the roar of the sea in the background, but there's this cool old graveyard here from ancient times in Scottish history, and we'll just take a walk through here on this video. Look at the remains of this old iron gate. Check out this is one of my favourite little burial sites here at the top of the cliff, just because of the character with the ivy, and look at the erosion from the coast on these bars. Look at the original pattern and detail, and that's the character of these places that makes them special and incredible. If it had a brand new gate on it, it wouldn't actually be such an amazing little spot. The character leading out that way, and yeah, we need to make our way around this coastal path, and it is wild on a day like today. I do apologise if there's been like spray and stuff on the lens. There's a cool burial site here and it's unique, and it stands on the graveyard here. There's Elephant Rock, but the gentleman here was actually born in 1859 and he died in 1840, and that was actually a mistake that had been made when this tomb was made, or this headstone on the tomb here on the like grave site. I can see the lens needs cleaned, folks. I do apologise for that in this video, but yeah, this gentleman died before he was born, and that's a unique thing here as well at this site. The coolest thing about this graveyard is its location, and it's mad. Again, the landscape all around it, the fact it's on a cliff overlooking this scene. And yeah, we need to follow this path now to get back to the car, and that is the main east coast main line there up the side of Scotland. If you're ever on the train, you'll be going past this area on it, and look out the window, you'll see this on the mad cliff top of the coast. Anyway, let's keep this adventure moving, folks. You know how it is on this channel, we can't go anywhere without seeing a bit of history as well as the maddest of lands. Elephant Rock's getting a drink today for a change. It looks like the rocks are freshly fallen out. So much froth. So check it out, folks, down there, Elephant Rock, and you can see it in its glory. It looks just like an elephant, and that's one of the lesser known Angus touristy things to come and see in Angus. It's a proper little path, and you can actually park at like Ousing or even come through Ferryden. This is located between Ferryden and like Lunan Bay here on the coast, and it's a beautiful rock. It looks just like an elephant. So check this out, we're now back around to the area we started this video at, and you can see from the coastal conditions, they're not as severe as they were when we came in. This is the old abandoned cottages here of, well, houses, abandoned houses of Bodden Point. And there is one house located up here that's got an incredible view. It's still a private residence, But all these other ones, unfortunately, apart from this scene as well, it looks like it's been done up and renovated. But they're so close to falling into the sea, they're just abandoned. That's the reason it wouldn't be worth investing into those properties, because literally any day the front wall could just like fall down into the water. So yeah, it's mad to see it, the wildness of these landscapes. Shout out all the Highlander 87 subscribers as well. If you've not subscribed to his channel, go and check him out. He does videos in the Scottish landscapes as well. Yeah, this is the old lime kiln. It's featured on previous videos on the channel too, but you can see it today. The water's just spraying across. It's a madness in places with the wind carrying the waves once they're in the air. And the boy here's got a wee pony. Is that like a Shetland pony or whatever? But yeah, we're just about back to the car, folks. It's been a cool adventure, and yeah, I'll end it here. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Highlander 87, and we'll be back soon with the next adventure, wherever we end up going.